Peter Whittle is the mayor candidate for UKIP in London, but we also talk with him about the European Union, about Brexit. So why to support the exit from United Kingdom from Europe?
Well, a number of reasons. First of all, we think it is profoundly undemocratic. We want in Britain to make our own laws. At the moment, about 70% of our laws are made in Brussels, and that is profoundly undemocratic. The people in the EU, the European Commission, are completely unaccountable, and the European Parliament has no power at all. So this is never what we signed up for. When we originally signed up to the EU in 1973, it was as a free trade area. That's what we were told at the time. But in fact, the whole point of the EU is a political project, which is in fact to become more and more integrated and basically to end up as the United States of Europe. We don't want to be part of a United States of Europe. We love Europe, but we do not like the EU. Also, the other thing as well is we want to be able to trade globally. It's a global economy. We don't want to be shackled to an institution like the EU, which is actually declining in terms of its share of GDP. And, you know, this is something which in some ways is an anachronism in the modern world.
You said that most of the laws made in UK are really made in Brussels. Let's give some numbers about it.
Some numbers? Well, about 70% of our laws. Now, that is not sort of a scaremongering story. Viviane Reding, who is an EU Commissioner for Justice, actually said that figure herself. That is about the amount, whether it's in regulations or directives, which have to find their way into British law. So even if we don't agree with something, as Britain in the EU, it doesn't really matter if we vote no to something. The thing will become law anyway, and therefore our own parliament becomes irrelevant. And I think that this is one of the crucial questions for people when they go to vote in the referendum, whether it's next year or the year after.